Hello, everyone. Deep is starting to notice some unusual things about James. He seems to be facing increasing challenges at work, and it looks like the pressure is mounting on him. On top of that, James's rival has also started to take action. What will happen next? Let's follow along and discover together in this video. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel so you won't miss the latest updates. At dawn, when the sun just begins to rise, Deep starts her new day with the laborious work of plowing the rice fields. Her voice is low, tinged with a hint of exhaustion, yet filled with determination. Plowing has long been a traditional job for Vietnamese farmers. Looking over the vast fields, Deep softly asks, "Do people still use buffaloes to plow the fields where you're from?" A question that evokes nostalgia and curiosity. She decides to take on all the fields that need tilling, agreeing to a payment of 300,000 Vietnamese dong per plot. It's not a large amount, but for Deep, it's an essential source of income. Before leaving, she simply says, "Yes, thank you. I'll be going now. You keep working." Brief, yet filled with the weight of someone tirelessly striving to make a living. The conversation between James and his younger brother unfolded in a tense atmosphere. Difficulties kept piling up as most shareholders withdrew their investments, pushing the company into a dangerous position. James spoke in a deep tone, filled with concern but still composed and confident. The name John appeared like a huge question mark, a mysterious figure with a powerful influence. He wasn't just manipulating the market, but also targeting their family directly. Both brothers knew this wasn't just a simple scam, it was a meticulously planned move. James made a decision. The first step was to investigate John, whether he was a snake or a tiger, a friend or a foe. All information had to be kept secret, even from their father, to avoid causing more damage to the company's stock. His voice was firm, showing his control over the situation. When his brother suggested hiring a detective, James hesitated. Such a move might make their opponent more cautious. Instead of rushing, he chose to remain silent and observe, creating a false sense of safety to make John reveal his weaknesses. When the right moment came, they would strike back decisively. James also mentioned a partner who hadn't pulled out an important player who might hold valuable information. By approaching this person, they could uncover the true motive behind John's actions. Finally, James's voice grew more resolute. "I will take full responsibility for this project. Trust me." It wasn't just an affirmation, it was a promise to his brother that he would protect the company and their family at all costs. The shadows of the past seemed to never fade in Juke's heart. When his subordinate hesitantly asked if the plan might be too ruthless, Juke let out a cold, bitter laugh. For him, what he was doing wasn't evil. It was merely the price to be paid for the wrongs James's family had done. His voice was filled with resentment as he recalled the story from years ago. His father and James's father had been close friends, but when James's father grew wealthy, he turned his back, seizing all the land from Juke's family. That shock not only plunged Juke's family into poverty, but also cost his mother her life. The pain accumulated over the years turned into a burning desire for revenge. "If there's such a thing as karma, then I'll be the one to carry it out," Juke said, his words dripping with anger, revealing a firm belief that justice had to be delivered by his own hands. The subordinate hesitated, but Juke's resolve remained unshaken. For him, this wasn't just a plan, it was a mission, a way to erase the unjust past he had been forced to carry. James's birthday is approaching, and Dieppe eagerly prepares a surprise gift for him. She reflects on all that James has done for her, the silent sacrifices, the care, and the help he has given her throughout the time. Her eyes light up with joy, mixed with a little nervousness, as she imagines the moment of giving him the gift. Before leaving home, she reminds Hockey to watch over the house, a small gesture that shows her thoughtful nature. Entering the watch shop, Dieppe is confused among the sparkling watches. She imagines James wearing this one, and it would surely suit him perfectly. But then, the worry about the price crosses her mind. She carefully asks for the price, calculating every penny, trying to gather enough money to buy a meaningful gift. Although she doesn't have enough money at that moment, Deep remains determined. "I'll come back tomorrow to buy it from you." Her promise is gentle but full of determination, as she wants to give James something really special on his important day. Unexpectedly appearing at the company, Deep brought a special gift for James. Her arrival surprised James. "Deep, what are you doing here?" His voice a bit confused, but full of concern. Deep gently presented the gift in front of him, her eyes sparkling with anticipation. "Try opening it and see." Inside was a watch, something she had carefully thought about and chosen after much consideration. "I don't know if you'll like it." Her voice was a little worried, but James smiled, his gaze warm. "I really like it, thank you." When he awkwardly didn't know how to wear it, Deep gently helped him adjust. "Just press here, and it's fine." A small gesture, yet full of care, like an invisible connection between the two. Deep looked at James and softly said, "This watch isn't expensive, but it represents my feelings for you." She wasn't rich, but her feelings for him were sincere and genuine. James cherished the gift, but still wanted to keep it for special occasions. "Every time we are apart, when you look at it, you'll remember me." Deep's words were gentle but heartfelt. James paused for a moment, then smiled. "Honestly, I'm so happy. I truly treasure this gift." This moment was not just about a simple gift, but also about understanding, appreciation, and sincere affection between two people. After receiving the meaningful gift from Deep, James also wanted to give her something in return. He not only cherished Deep's feelings, but also wanted to help her with her work and studies. "Come with me, will you?" James said, his eyes sincere. Deep hesitated a little. "I don't think it's necessary. You've already bought me so many things." But James was determined. "You gave me a watch, so I must give you a gift in return." James took Deep to a phone store. She was surprised. "I don't need a phone. It's too expensive." But James gently reassured her. "I'm here. Just pick one." In front of the many modern models, Deep couldn't hide her confusion. She didn't care about the fancy designs or luxury brands. She asked the staff, "Excuse me, do you have the cheapest one here?" She chose a phone that cost just 3 million Vietnamese dong, although James wanted to buy her a better one. James looked at Deep, silently understanding that she was a simple girl, not asking for anything extravagant. Owning a phone is really important. It will help us stay in touch better and talk more often. Although it wasn't the most expensive item, this gift was filled with care and the desire to help from James. As for Diep, she didn't need anything much. Just having him by her side was enough. After buying the phone for Deep, James took her to a nearby cafe. They sat down and chatted, discussing James's work. Although he was facing difficulties at the company, James didn't want Deep to worry. He tried to reassure her, saying, "My company is still fine, nothing to worry about." Deep, being perceptive, noticed that he seemed more thoughtful than usual. "Are you really okay?" she asked, concerned. James gently replied, trying to hide his stress, "It's just the weather change." He didn't want Deep to feel uneasy about the company's situation. James also tried to motivate Deep by talking about the importance of owning a phone and encouraging her to study hard so she could work at his company in the future. Feeling awkward with her new phone, Deep seemed unsure of how to use it, but James promised to help her. For Deep, it wasn't the expensive phone that mattered, but the sincere affection and care James had for her. James spoke about being confident in oneself. "You are the only version of yourself in this world. You have to be confident." He continued to encourage Deep, emphasizing that confidence and effort were the keys to success. Finally, James reminded Deep that life is never perfect, but as long as we strive for just 1% more every day, that's already a success. He hoped Deep would never give up and would always persevere and keep moving forward through challenges. After returning home, James sat with Deep to teach her how to use the new phone. He patiently showed her how to make calls, take pictures, and use the basic features of the phone. James started by saving his number into her phone and helping her call him. "You just need to press this button, then tap my number, and you'll be able to call," he guided her. Deep seemed a little unfamiliar and not yet used to the smartphone, but James patiently guided her, even letting her practice making a call and chatting through the phone. When Diep asked about other features of the phone, James explained more, showing her how to take pictures. "Raise your hand, smile brightly," he said as he got ready to take a photo for Diep to keep as a memory. After taking the photo, James added that whenever Diep opened her phone, she would see the picture of both of them to remember this moment. Before leaving, James advised Diep to study hard so she could help him in the future. He also promised to always support her, and the two of them would strive together. However, Diep felt concerned about his company's situation, noticing that he seemed more stressed than usual. "I hope everything turns out well for him," she thought silently as she watched James leave. So James has left, leaving Diep alone with her thoughts about the advice he gave her. But just at that moment, a mysterious artist unexpectedly appears and calls out to Diep, "Hey girl!" What could his intentions be? Will Diep get into some new trouble? Stay tuned for the next twists and turns in this story. Share your thoughts below this video. What do you think about the artist's actions? How will Diep react? Don't forget to hit like and subscribe to keep up with the exciting videos coming up.